What is going on, guys? My name is Donovan and welcome to this video on Tech Boosted. Today I'll be sharing with you guys my workflow within the mobile Lightroom app. Stay tuned and keep watching. If you guys didn't know, Lightroom is a free application that you can download for your smartphone. It's really accessible and easy to use. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my iPhone so you guys can check out my workflow and how I edit my photos within Lightroom. Okay, so the first thing that you guys want to do is go ahead and open the Lightroom app. You'll probably be prompted to sign into your Adobe Cloud account. Go ahead and do that, and then you can start editing your photos. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and hit add photos. I have taken 3 photos from my computer, which are these 3 right here. So go ahead and select those and hit check. So I've got that one image in here. It came down at the bottom here. And I'm going to go ahead and import a couple other photos. So what we're going to do is select these 2 here, and we will add those 2 photos. So once you have imported your photos, as you guys can kind of see, I have a schematic here of an orange and teal look. So go ahead and open your photo, come down to the light tab. First thing I do is kind of lower the exposure just a bit. This is all kind of how you want it to look. Then I come right over to the curve, hit the RGB curve, and then I bring out the blacks a bit. Or actually, sorry. First I'm going to go ahead and add 3 points in here. Then I will bring up the blacks, and then kind of make a S-curve here. I think an S-curve always looks the best. You can lower the whites a bit, but then it kind of looks a little wonky. Hit done, and then you're going to come on down. I'm going to skip contrast for now, and I'm going to move on down to starting at the bottom and then work my way back up to the top. First thing I'm going to do is lower the blacks just to give it more of like a gray look. This is kind of like a faded film look. So bring that down to about 10, and then for the whites, just kind of play with it. If you want a little overexposed or a little underexposed, that's up to you. I'm going to underexpose it just by 5. I'm going to bring out the shadows just a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and lower the highlights. Okay. Now I'm going to edit the contrast, because you can really edit the contrast with the blacks and whites. But for me, I do the contrast last because I don't want it to look really edited. So that looks fine for me. So this all looks good. If you really want, you can hit auto and it'll do all the settings for you just based on each photo. But in order to keep all your photos the same, that's what I do. Then we're going to come over to the color tab, and you're going to make it a little bit warmer, just a little bit. And then you're also going to add the tint, add a little bit of pink, just a little bit. I can add a little bit more warmth. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm not going to adjust the vibrance or saturation. So now I'm going to come over to the Mix tab. I really like this section of the Lightroom app because you can really change the colors and make it how you really want it. So the first thing I'm going to do is make the reds more orange. So I'm going to bring that down, the slider all the way down to about 50. 50 is probably pretty good. Keep the orange tab where it is because you want the orange and teal look, so you don't want to adjust the orange. We're going to make the yellow more orange, so bring that down to about, let's say 60. And then the green tab, you're going to do the same and make it more yellow, because then it's going to adjust the yellow and make that orange. Leave the teal the same, and then we're going to make the blue more teal. So it'll make the sky, if you can see that, it went from like a blue to a teal. You don't want it too much, just put it around 60 is probably pretty good. And then you're going to make the purples blue. So it kind of rearrange the colors and making it orange and teal look. I'm going to come back over to the greens and make those a little bit more yellow all the way to the top. Go ahead and hit done, and now you have a somewhat orange and teal look. I like to add a vignette too, and then so I'll add a black vignette just a little bit, and then I will increase the clarity by about 20, and then I will add sharpening to this as well. So go ahead and come over to the detail and add about 30% sharpening. So then you can add some noise reduction too if your image is a little bit noisy. So that's pretty good. I mean, this isn't my favorite style because I've refined mine a little bit, but you just really got to play with the settings to get it how you really want it to. So let's come over, and now I'll show you guys how you can copy your settings to make all your photos match. So say I wanted to copy these settings and then paste it onto this photo. What you can do is come over here, come up to the three dots, hit copy settings, and you can select everything that you'd like to copy. If you deselect it, you can go in and adjust it later, and you can adjust anything later too as well. So go ahead and hit OK, come over here, and then go ahead and hit paste settings. This one's a little blown out with the teal, so I'm going to go ahead and actually undo that, and then I'll copy my real orange and teal settings by going down to copy settings, OK, and then let's find that photo, here it is, and then I can come up here and hit paste settings. Again, it's still a little blown out, but that's because there's no orange in this photo. Here, on the other hand, I can paste my settings here, and I can kind of get a little bit of an orange and teal look, but as you guys can see, the teal part is not quite teal, and the orange is a little too orange. But you really got to play with the settings to get it how you like, and you can kind of keep a consistent feed for your social media if you play with those settings. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. That was my workflow and how I work with the orange and teal look within the Lightroom mobile app. It's all creativity, guys. You gotta do your style, you gotta figure out what you like, but the copy and paste feature is a game changer, especially when you want a clean social media account, especially for Instagram. You guys can check out my Instagram at Donovan_photography or Donovan_Staub. Links for that will be in the description down below. But hopefully you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next video.